When was the last time you looked in the mirror and asked yourself if you are truly living the life you desire, not the one others expect, nor the one that seems right according to society, but the one that genuinely resonates with your soul? Carl Jung, a profound thinker in modern psychology, taught us a valuable lesson that few dare to follow: the importance of choosing yourself even when everything around you seems to push you in the opposite direction. We live in a world meticulously designed to distract us, trapping us in routines, expectations, and an endless stream of obligations that seem unavoidable. From the moment we wake, we are bombarded with external demands: work, family, responsibilities, and social norms, all dictating how we should behave, what we should strive for, and even what success should look like. But here's a truth many refuse to acknowledge. Every time you prioritize others over yourself, you silently tell your inner self that it doesn't matter, that its needs, desires, and truths are secondary. You ignore the quiet voice within your subconscious that persistently guides you toward a more authentic and fulfilling life. Jung believed our connection with the unconscious is not optional. It is essential to who we are. Yet many people silence it, push it aside, and choose to ignore its signals because facing it can be uncomfortable. That feeling of unease you experience when something in your life doesn't feel right is not random. It is your soul speaking to you, trying to show you that something needs to change, even if the thought of change terrifies you. Now, take a moment and reflect. How many of your recent decisions came from a place of true authenticity? And how many were driven by fear of disappointing others, fear of stepping outside the norm, fear of discomfort, or fear of breaking away from what is familiar? Jung urges us to deeply contemplate this because he understood a universal truth. Decisions not rooted in your inner truth create chaos and disconnection. The further you stray from yourself, the more lost you will feel. But let's clarify something important. Choosing yourself does not mean rejecting others. It is not about living selfishly or disregarding those around you. It is about recognizing that to offer the best version of yourself to the world, you must first be at peace with yourself. This is the fundamental principle of self-love, a concept Jung explored in depth. Self-love is not a luxury or an excuse to escape responsibilities. It is the foundation upon which all meaningful and authentic relationships are built. When you prioritize yourself, something profound shifts in your energy. You start to attract people and situations that align with your true self. It's like the universe responds to your decision to live authentically, shedding what no longer serves you and bringing what you truly need to grow. But to achieve this state, you must first confront your shadows, the parts of yourself you've ignored, suppressed, or feared. Jung described the shadow as the hidden part of our psyche that contains everything we'd rather not acknowledge about ourselves. While facing your shadow can be uncomfortable, it's in this confrontation that true transformation begins. When you integrate your shadows, stop fighting them, and learn to accept them, you unlock an inner power you never imagined. This process of integration doesn't happen overnight. It requires courage, patience, and a steadfast commitment to self-understanding. The rewards, however, are priceless. Clarity, the ability to see beyond illusions, purpose, a renewed sense of direction and meaning in your life. Inner peace, a calm so deep that no external chaos can disturb it. You gain the ability to say no to what doesn't align with you without guilt, fear, or concern for others' judgment. Most importantly, you gain the freedom to be who you truly are. You might wonder, how do I start this journey? The answer is simpler than you think. Begin by listening to yourself. Whenever you feel discomfort, uncertainty, or a surge of emotion, pause and ask, what is my unconscious trying to tell me? As Jung said, the answers you seek externally are already within you. You just need the courage to listen and the determination to act accordingly. One of the hardest things in life is listening to our intuition, especially when it leads us down a path that challenges everything we've built. Maybe it's a relationship that no longer works, a job that drains you but feels impossible to leave, or a dream you've been chasing because it seemed right. Jung reminds us that ignoring these signals isn't strength. It's denying our true essence. Choosing yourself means having the courage to let go of what no longer resonates with you, and that's not always easy. We cling to the familiar because change is terrifying, convincing ourselves it's better the devil you know than the one you don't. But Jung encourages us to see change not as an end, but as a doorway to a more authentic version of ourselves. So consider this. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? What relationships, beliefs, or habits are you maintaining out of fear? You might think that letting go of certain people or situations is a loss, but the real loss occurs when you sacrifice your inner peace to hold on to something that no longer matters. The choice is always yours. Perhaps the most important question to ask yourself now is, am I ready to truly choose myself? Choosing yourself is not an act of selfishness. It's an act of profound love and deep respect for who you truly are. Society has long taught us that prioritizing ourselves is wrong, that putting our needs first somehow betrays those around us. But the reality is quite the opposite. When you consciously choose yourself, something magical unfolds. It's like a fog lifts, and for the first time in a long time, you see things clearly. Those who genuinely support you stay by your side, while those who drain your energy or never truly valued you start to fade away. This is no coincidence. It's a direct reflection of an internal transformation, aligning your inner world with your external reality. Carl Jung called this synchronicity, the mysterious yet undeniable connection between your thoughts, emotions, and the circumstances of your life. When you live in alignment with your truth, your external world shifts to mirror that change. It's as if the universe responds to your authenticity by reshaping your environment to match it. However, this process requires radical honesty with yourself, something many find difficult. Choosing yourself involves bold decisions and setting firm boundaries. It also means acknowledging uncomfortable truths about your past. Maybe you've made choices that didn't reflect who you truly are. Perhaps you've allowed people to overstep your boundaries, sacrificing your well-being to please them. You might have agreed to things you knew you should have refused out of fear of disappointing others. But here's the crucial part. This isn't a reason to judge yourself. Instead, it's an opportunity to learn, recalibrate, and make different choices moving forward. Jung believed authenticity is not a destination, but a continuous journey, a process of learning, evolving, and growing into your truest self. On this path, you will face resistance. You'll have moments of doubt when old habits tempt you to return to familiar patterns just because they feel comfortable. But remember, true growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. The most profound transformations occur when you step beyond the familiar into the unknown. The world won't always understand your decision to choose yourself. There will be people who criticize you, question your choices, and even distance themselves because you no longer meet their expectations. Yes, this can be painful, but when you choose yourself, you stop seeking approval from others. You realize that your worth isn't defined by others' opinions, but by your own beliefs. This doesn't mean you must isolate yourself or disconnect from those around you. Quite the opposite. When you choose yourself, your relationships evolve in unexpected ways. You stop chasing approval and seek genuine connections. You no longer settle for superficial interactions. You desire relationships that nourish your soul. In this journey, you discover something beautiful. The right people will always be there, not because they need something from you, but because they value you for who you truly are. As you live authentically, the world around you changes. This isn't magic or a trick. It's the powerful interaction between your inner and outer worlds. Jung often spoke about how our psyche projects our inner state onto the world. If you live in inner conflict, you'll attract external conflict. If you reject yourself, you'll face rejection in various forms. But if you choose yourself and embrace who you are, you'll see the people and situations around you begin to shift. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that requires patience and commitment. There will be days when it feels like you're moving backward, moments when old habits resurface. This is the real test, your ability to stay true to your decision to choose yourself, even when it's uncomfortable or lonely. The world glorifies sacrifice, but at what cost? Not everyone will support your choice to prioritize yourself. We live in a society that praises self-sacrifice. Where giving everything to others, even at the expense of our well-being, is seen as noble. But what happens when we pour from an empty cup? What happens when we give so much that we lose ourselves? Choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's essential. Only when you are whole and aligned with your truth can you genuinely give to others from a place of abundance, not depletion. So dare to choose yourself not just once, but every day, in every decision. Watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. Carl Jung taught us something profoundly important. We cannot give what we do not possess. If you sacrifice your happiness, energy, or peace to please others, what you are offering isn't genuine. Eventually, this imbalance will emerge in your life as emotional exhaustion, dissatisfaction, or a feeling of emptiness. Take a moment to think about your current relationships. How many inspire, uplift, and bring you peace? And how many leave you feeling drained, confused, or emotionally depleted? Jung encourages us to consider this because our relationships are not just social connections. They mirror our internal state. The people we keep close reflect our beliefs, values, and emotional patterns. If you let someone repeatedly cross your boundaries, it may not be because they are bad, but because a part of you hasn't learned to protect itself. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's an act of self-love. Jung believed the unconscious mind constantly guides us toward well-being, but we often ignore its signals. That exhaustion you feel after interacting with certain people isn't a coincidence. It's your unconscious telling you the relationship doesn't align with your true self. Ignoring these signals always costs you your inner peace. Choosing yourself means setting boundaries, not as walls to exclude others, but as bridges to healthier relationships. Saying no to what doesn't serve you means saying yes to your truth, dreams, and well-being. This doesn't mean cutting ties with everyone, but being honest about which relationships nourish you and which drain you. Living authentically leads to something extraordinary. Your intuition strengthens. That once faint or uncertain inner voice starts guiding you with clarity. You begin making choices that not only make sense, but also feel right deep in your soul. This is the power of choosing yourself. It reconnects you with your intuition, that inner compass always waiting for your trust. Jung called intuition a pure connection with the unconscious. It's that gut feeling when something feels right or doesn't. To truly hear it, silence the outside world's noise. Let go of seeking approval, detach from societal expectations, and learn to trust yourself, because ultimately, no one else knows what's best for you. Choosing yourself sends a powerful message to the universe. I am ready to live in alignment with my truth, and the universe responds. Suddenly, you attract people, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with who you truly are. This doesn't mean life will be free of challenges, but those challenges will no longer feel like endless struggles. Instead, they become stepping stones, opportunities for growth, transformation, and self-discovery. By choosing to live authentically, you also experience what Jung described as synchronicity. These seemingly random yet perfectly timed events in your life aren't mere coincidences. They directly reflect your inner alignment. When you're in harmony with yourself, the external world aligns with you too. Doors open effortlessly, the right people enter your life at the right time, and everything starts to flow in ways that once seemed impossible. This is the beauty of embracing your true self. When you honor your inner world, the external world responds in kind. In this deep alignment, you'll find a greater sense of fulfillment and a profound peace, knowing you're exactly where you're meant to be. When you choose yourself and honor your truth, the universe seems to conspire in your favor. The right opportunities and people appear at the perfect moment, and everything flows as if the entire fabric of existence shifts to match your newfound purpose. Suddenly, what once felt out of reach is now within grasp. But the path won't be obstacle-free. Some of the greatest challenges arise when you decide to choose yourself. It's as if the world, accustomed to the version of you that aims to please others, resists your transformation and tests your commitment. You might feel external expectations pushing against you, trying to pull you back into old patterns. Doubts and fears will surface, tempting you to return to what's familiar. This is where your true power lies. Every time you reaffirm your decision and prioritize your inner peace over external demands, you strengthen your connection with your true self. The key is to remain steadfast, even when uncertainty creeps in. It's natural to feel fear when leaving behind the known, even if you know it no longer serves you. Remember, every time you stay in a place that no longer brings you joy, you close the door to something that could profoundly transform you. Carl Jung taught us that change doesn't occur without resistance, but resistance isn't a sign of mistake. It's proof you're moving forward. The friction between the old and the new represents the tension between who you were and who you are becoming. One of the most effective ways to overcome this resistance is through deep self-reflection. Ask yourself, what do I truly value? What is most important to me? What kind of life do I want to create? When you clearly understand your values and goals, it becomes much easier to make decisions that align with them. As you do this, you start to attract people and situations that resonate with the same energy. The world around you shifts in response to your inner alignment. It's also important to remember you're not alone on this journey. While choosing yourself may initially feel like a solitary act, you're actually paving a path that will naturally draw the right people to you, those who will support, celebrate, and walk alongside you. These individuals won't require you to change to fit into their lives. They'll embrace you exactly as you are, as they too have chosen to live in alignment with their truth. When you reach this point, something inside you changes forever. Life no longer feels like an endless struggle. Decisions that once seemed overwhelming now come with clarity and confidence. Most importantly, you discover a peace that no longer depends on external circumstances. As Jung taught us, true peace can only come from within. This inner peace is the natural result of honoring your needs, respecting your boundaries, and living fully aligned with your values. But it's more than just a personal gift. It's something you can share with the world. Living authentically inspires others to do the same. Your courage becomes a beacon for those still searching for their own path. In this process, you don't just transform your own life. You create a ripple effect that profoundly impacts those around you. Imagine what your life could be like if you let go of everything that no longer serves you. How would you feel if you released relationships that drain your energy, commitments that don't resonate with your soul, and expectations you never truly wanted to meet? Picture the freedom, lightness, and clarity you could experience. This is not an unattainable dream. It's a real possibility, fully within your reach. All it requires is the willingness to choose yourself. When you make this choice, you realize you're not losing anything by letting go of what no longer aligns with you. On the contrary, you're making space for what truly matters. You're crafting a life that not only makes sense, but also fills you with purpose and joy. That transformation is worth embracing. This is the gift that Carl Jung wanted us all to discover. The profound realization that true transformation begins when we stop seeking outside ourselves for what has always been within us. It's the moment we decide to live authentically, embracing who we truly are rather than who we've been conditioned to be. When this happens, something extraordinary unfolds. You start to feel genuinely alive, no longer trapped by others' expectations or bound by society's rigid demands, which dictate who you should be, how to behave, and what success means. Instead, you tune into your inner voice, the one that's always been there, urging you to look deeper and recognize that something greater awaits if you have the courage to pursue it. This feeling of liberation is priceless. It's like a heavy weight lifting from your shoulders, allowing you to breathe fully and freely, perhaps for the first time in a long while. However, achieving this freedom requires great courage. It demands confronting not only the external pressures shaping your life, but also the internal fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs holding you back. Jung reminded us that our greatest enemy is within, that persistent inner voice whispering, "What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? What if I disappoint others?" But here's the truth. This voice is not your truth. It's merely an echo of past experiences, reflecting the conditioning absorbed throughout your life. Each time you confront it and act despite the fear, you dismantle those limiting beliefs piece by piece, clearing space for something new to emerge. This is the true power of choosing yourself. When you make this choice, you break free from the invisible chains that have kept you bound. As you continue on this path, something remarkable happens. The things that once seemed crucial, the endless chase for validation, the need to prove your worth, the compulsion to please others, begin to lose their grip. You no longer feel the urge to compete, compare, or conform. Instead, you find profound fulfillment in simply being yourself, and in this state of authenticity, you uncover your true power. This power isn't about control over others, dominance, or force. It's a power from deep connection with your inner being, the part of you that has always known who you are and what you need. It's a silent, unwavering force, yet unstoppable, because when you align with yourself and stand in your truth, nothing and no one can divert you from your path. The beauty of this process is that it not only transforms your life, but also the lives of those around you. When you choose yourself, you become a living example of authenticity. You inspire others, not by preaching or convincing, but simply by being. Your presence encourages others to question their beliefs, challenge their fears, and step into their truth. Carl Jung deeply understood this. He knew that personal transformation creates a ripple effect, and that every time someone chooses authenticity, they contribute to a collective shift in consciousness. Living from our true selves changes our relationships, our communities, and even the world. But don't be mistaken, this journey isn't linear. There will be days when you feel strong, empowered, and in tune with yourself, and days when doubt creeps in and uncertainty clouds your vision. These moments of doubt aren't failures. They're integral to the process. Jung saw them as opportunities to deepen your connection with yourself, to reflect, learn, and grow. Every challenge and setback invites you to shed the old, step into something greater, and move closer to your true essence. In those moments when the path feels uncertain, remember this: you are not alone. Though the journey toward authenticity may seem solitary at first, you will find people, experiences, and resources that support you along the way. The more you embrace who you truly are, the more you align with those who resonate with your energy. When that happens, the journey no longer feels like a struggle. It becomes a homecoming. Perhaps a book, a conversation, or a video like this one will reach you at just the right moment. These aren't coincidences. They are signs from the universe that confirm you're on the right path. Every moment, decision, and challenge you've overcome has led you here, to this very instant. Though the future may seem uncertain, one undeniable truth remains. As long as you continue to choose yourself, you'll build a life truly worth living. The greatest gift you can give yourself is to be unapologetically you, not the version others expect or the one created to fit in, but your purest essence, the real you when no one else is watching. Carl Jung once revealed that the true work of life doesn't lie in searching outside ourselves, but in unraveling the deep mysteries within. When you make the conscious choice to embrace yourself, you realize that everything you've been searching for has always been within you. This is a call to action. Life is too short to stay stuck seeking approval from others, ignoring your own desires, or silencing your dreams to meet others' expectations. Now is the time to take the first step. Today is the day to face your fears, acknowledge your shadows, and listen to your intuition's quiet whispers. The moment to reconnect with your true self is right here. Choosing yourself not only transforms your life, but also changes the world around you. Your energy shifts, your perspective broadens, and your presence begins to inspire those you meet. So, what's next? Reflect on what you've heard. Ask yourself, which parts of my life truly align with my authentic self? What can I release to live more authentically? What's holding me back from being who I was meant to be? Remember, every small step counts. Every choice in favor of your true self is a victory. Most importantly, you're not alone on this journey. This space, this community, this channel is here to remind you of your infinite potential and guide you on your path of self-discovery. If this message resonated with you, don't let it stop here. Extend its impact by sharing this video with someone who might need it, someone searching for answers or facing challenges. Every interaction matters. Every comment, like, and share helps this message reach more people, people searching for a deeper connection with their true selves. Imagine the impact we can create together, a community committed to living with authenticity, courage, and self-acceptance. I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments which part of this message touched your heart. What steps will you take today to choose yourself and honor your true essence? Every word you share matters, not just to me, but to everyone on this journey seeking their own truth and clarity. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you never miss another message like this. Together, we can spread this reflection everywhere, reminding everyone that the greatest power lies in choosing to be who you truly are. Thank you for being here, for listening, and most importantly, for being part of this movement, this awakening, this shared journey to self-discovery. Remember, you are not alone. Change begins with you, and the world needs more people with the courage to embrace their authentic selves. I'll see you in the next video. Remember, life truly begins when you choose to prioritize yourself.